What is up, everybody? Welcome to this edition of Fan Mail Monday on my new podcast, Hey Rob. And before we get started, I'd just like to tell everybody who's going to be joining us that if you haven't already, sign up to patreon.com/heyrob. You can see it there at the bottom. See if I'm getting it right here, patreon.com/heyrob. I've already given away a ton of sticks to fans, other signed stuff, a couple prizes. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to you. Game over, Kayla. But today, actually, since the first month of my new Patreon it's now in the books, and I have a couple people who have signed up to the top tier. That is the gnarly one. That means you could call in as many times as you want on Skype. That means you can get their drumsticks. That means you get a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and we got to start doing Snapchat now too. I forgot that I use Snapchat. I don't use it that often. So for all you guys that haven't signed up, make sure you signed up right now, patreon.com/heyrob, so you guys can get that stuff. But today I will be giving away a very special prize to one of those top tier subscribers, and this month it should be of no surprise to you guys that have been on this show for the last month or so. See, you're already first in the chat. If you're driving, you shouldn't be like typing on the chat right now, man. If you're first in line, you shouldn't be doing that. What are you doing? You're driving. Don't be on here, dude. You gotta be safe, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, since you're already on, I'm gonna let you know that you are the first person I will be giving a grand random prize to, and I've decided that it will be this. It will be my Selena shirt. I should have rehearsed which way I want to go for the camera. There you go. This shirt, Selena. This is a stage-worn shirt. I'm sure you all seen pictures. I got two of them. I got this white one, and I got a black one. So, I mean, here is a photo of me backstage at Warped Tour 2015 wearing this shirt. It doesn't have any sleeves anymore, but that's where I was wearing it backstage. So for you, Yoeli, for being my faithful subscriber and supporter, and since you have, always been really helpful in whatever it is that I'm doing and helping make this show run a little smoother, for you get to have this shirt. Now this was a special prize to me, but I said every month I'm going to be giving away 2 of these types of prizes. So you get my Selena shirt. This is all yours. Thank you so much for supporting. I'm really attached to this thing. I've played a ton of shows in this one, and yeah, so if you can't see it, there it is. It's my Selena shirt. So, and I know since you're Hispanic, you'll appreciate the majesty of Selena. So thank you for signing up. This is your shirt now. You won it. Congrats. If you guys want to be able to get stuff like this, again, go to patreon.com/heyrob. The link is there at the bottom. And yeah, I'll be giving away prizes like this. Tomorrow, I'll be giving away 2 a month. So tomorrow I'm going to do a tour story Tuesday with Josh, our tour manager. Maybe we'll bring on another guest as well. I'm going to be giving away the second prize to someone else. It might not be a shirt. It might be completely some random. And it is very special, and I know exactly what it is. These types of things are hard for me to let go of, but I just kind of want to, give back to you guys, the fans. So Yoeli, I hope you enjoy this. Hope you take care of it. If you wear it, if you just want to hang it on your wall, whatever it is, just please take care of it. If you don't want it, send it the fuck back. So thank you again, Yoeli, for always supporting me. So without any further ado, let's get to Fan Mail Monday. Well, actually, before that, those of you that are on, if you stay tuned for after, hi Amber, for those of you who stay on afterwards, I will be doing a Patreon only bonus edition. And so we're going to be here for a while, and then I'll switch over to Patreon only. So I got a couple questions, so right out the gate. Some of them are fun, some of them are weird. Let's get right into them. Okay, so the first question It comes from a guy named Appetite for Six. Probably a Guns N' Roses fan, probably a Motley Crue fan. So the first question is, as it was Appetite for Destruction's 30th birthday the other week, what are your favorite songs off the album? Well, see, that's one of those albums where it's so fucking timeless that when you hear a song on that record, you already hear the next song playing when that song finishes before the next song starts playing. That's how good that album is. You never listen to it just like one song. You listen to that motherfucker front to back. So like I said, Welcome to the Jungle ends, you already hear the next song before it even starts playing. Every song on there is amazing. Every song's great. Every song would revolutionize a generation on its own. But if I had to single out to one, and gosh, dude, you know, Sweet Child of Mine is so nostalgic for me. It just reminds me of growing up. It reminds me of driving around as a kid in Texas with my dad. It reminds me of all that stuff, man. And it's honestly kind of weird to like try to pick and go against that song, but I would probably say that the last song, Rocket Queen on Appetite for Destruction, is my favorite. I think front to back, it's just a fucking anthem. It speaks to everything that band was about. Josh says, think about you. Yeah, these are all great songs, man. My Michelle, all great songs. As a matter of fact, my daughter, Miley, is named after the song My Michelle. So kind of thought it'd be catchy, Miley Michelle. So there you go. That's how much I love that band, right? But I would say Rocket Queen. I think that song encompasses everything that band, particularly at that time, was about. That's just gnarly riffs, soaring vocals, fucking attitude, and just oozing sex appeal. And they were not tame about it. They didn't hold any punches. They weren't PC about shit. They were very abrasive, and that's why there's an actual real audio of Axl Rose having sex with his former drummer's girlfriend at the time, live recorded. It is just super abrasive and gnarly. And then you get one of the best freaking solos with the freaking the talk box thing, and then you go into this completely different song. In the middle of that song, you go to a complete different journey, and it was just like so epic, man. Like that, I can't believe that you could put those two things together, and they did it so seamlessly. In the second half of that song, the end of the album, and the lyric, that's just, to me, the pinnacle of music in general. That might be my favorite song of all time, and for that band, it puts it all into one. Puts that whole record into one song. The melody, the lyric, the attitude, the energy, the sexual, fucking abrasiveness. It's just all in one, in that one song, and it's probably going to be my favorite. So that answers that question. And then he asked me, do I like Motley Crue or Skid Row? Yes, I like both. Sometimes it varies. Sometimes I like one, sometimes I like another. It just depends, really. I don't know which one I like more all the time. So, neither one of them are my favorite band, but I do love both of them. I think they're great. But I definitely would, if I had to choose, I'd pick Motley Crue. I think their show overall is better, and they have more hit songs and everything. But I do like both bands, to answer your question. So there you go. And this next question comes from, and you guys that are here, you guys could ask in the chat too if you got any new questions and stuff. But let's head over to the Patreon. And this is a question from Mike. He's always got awesome questions. So this one's awesome to me. I really like this question. He asks, could you ever see yourself producing music? I know Thrasher does. Haven't heard you talk much about what else within music interests you. I could see myself producing music, but it's not that likely. I think production tends to lean towards like nerds. I don't know how else to put it. Thrasher is he's a tech nerd. He loves equipment and figuring out how to make new sounds and things like that, and how to really like dive into effects and why this microphone's better than this microphone and how to make this thing sound cleaner and all this other shit. For me, I honestly don't care. I do it enough to get my ideas out, and sometimes that means I actually have to get pretty good at it. And that goes with my drumming too. Ask Josh, he's on here right now. I don't usually like to get super involved in details and be tedious. And to be a producer, you have to be that way. You have to pick all that stuff. Now, there's different types. There's hands-on and hands-off producers. Howard Benson's a very hands-off producer. He lets the artist work, and he trusts the artist's vision, and he captures you, and he just kind of motivates you and steers you in directions of where your band should go. Then he has his engineers do more of the tedious work. I don't know if I could do that. Maybe I could, but I'm really more into like the vibe and like kind of a message and a whole type of energy and a direction of what I want to do. It's like I can't just do one thing and specialize in it. That's just not me, man. So I don't think I really will have a career in it or anything like that, but I'll probably do some stuff and help some bands out along the way. Maybe I'll get a little better at it as time goes on. So we'll see. And producers usually, they spend all their money on gear, and I ain't gonna fucking do that. So there you go. Now another question is, let me see. It says, do you find that you connect with other drummers in other bands when touring more than, say, a vocalist? Just curious. No. There's no, like, I mean, for me, dude, ask anyone, dude. I'm not, like, a fucking drummer's drummer, dude. That's just because that's what I'm best at in the band. You know, it's really more about the vibe for me and having, just like I said before, like a big vision, right? So as far as like connecting with other drummers, you don't know who you're going to connect with. Some people you click with, some people you don't. Some people, I don't know, like you just want to stay away from. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's a singer, sometimes it's a drummer, sometimes it's a guitar player. It doesn't matter. As long as you're friends. I guess pattern-wise, it's probably singers more, to be honest. I don't know why. I connected with the dude from Miss Maya. He was really cool. Levi. We bonded a bit through fitness, and same with Jacoby from Papa Roach. Probably bonded with him more than, his other band members. And it just, you just never know. You just never know. Sometimes some things click, sometimes some things don't. With Avenged, when we were touring with them, I did connect to their drummer a lot, and we hung out every fucking day on that tour. We just partied and hung out, and I didn't even drink at the time, and I still hung out with them. And it was parties every night. And yeah, that's how it goes. You just never know. So there you go. Let me see. He asks again, have you always lived in Vegas? Do you find it tough with the band pretty spread out between everyone? That's a great question, actually. No, I haven't always lived in Vegas. I grew up in El Paso, Texas. That's where everything started for me. That's my family's there. They're still there. For me, because I'm also Native American, I grew up with a tribe. My grandmother and most of my cousins live on a reservation, as well as on my mom's side, the non-Native American side. My family's really, really tight-knit. And with them, we just never really, I don't know. It was awesome, dude. El Paso's great. I'm pretty sure I want to move back there and raise my daughters there. But I lived there till I was a teenager, and then I moved to Vegas, and Vegas is where the band thing really started. And thankfully, honestly, it was a blessing in disguise when I moved here and didn't have any friends, and I was a loser and I was very shy. I just hid away in my garage and fucking played metal on my drums all day, pissing off my neighbor because he worked nights. But it was a blessing in disguise to not have any friends at that time, because then I would find my friends later and we'd start a band, and then I'd make a career out of it. And so yeah, still live in Vegas now, but it is like tough with the band spread out. I think Craig now lives in Washington State, and other guys live in LA and stuff, and it makes it challenging when it's time to create, or when it's time to start a tour or whatever. And guys have to fly. Making an album's already very difficult because you got so many opinions going on and all that stuff. But when me especially, you're the guy that has to stay at someone else's house or in a hotel, it drives you fucking crazy while the other guys go home at night. And no matter what, you're never in your comfort zone. Even if you develop a routine and stuff, you're never in your real comfort zone. So it makes it extremely difficult, and you can't just flow. Like when I am at home, dude, I just pick up a guitar. It could be in the early morning, it could be in the late evening. I'll just pick it up and I'll just start doodling, and I can come up with something and work at my own pace. And then when I go and I'm away with the other guys and we're in LA and we're trying to work together, I'm like, fuck, I have to clock in right now. And it comes and goes, and I'm like frustrated. And when nothing's happening, when you're not inspired, you kind of feel guilty for not being home, and you miss home. And you're just like, fuck this, I'm just going to leave. And I have to sacrifice that, and that sucks. When the other guy's going, all right, well, I'm going to go out with my girl. We're going to go out to eat. I'm like, fuck you. I'm here to work, dude. I don't get to go hang out with my girl. Fuck you. We're going to work. And it's just like, that makes it kind of weird, as well as like getting together to practice. Some guys have to fly in and things like that. Yeah, it's challenging. But at the end of the day, we all do have the same goal in mind. So that challenge is always overcome, and we find a way. It makes things take a little longer, and it makes things a little difficult, but we do get it done. So at the end of the day, if you need to be with your family and it's in a different state, and that's where your family is, that's what you got to do, because we are human beings. We're not just a music machine. If we were, I think it'd be pretty dull. I think those, home challenges create, our personas and our personalities, and those challenges are channeled into song. I know I wrote many songs on this record about my personal challenges, and not just challenges either, sometimes experiences and like triumphs, so there you go. Great questions from Mike. That's on the Patreon. So yeah, now let's see what we got over here. Amber, nice to see you. Amber, I think you live in Vegas, don't you? Am I wrong? I don't know. How old were you when you started drumming? I was actually, I was only 10 years old. Actually, I'll always remember exactly how old I was. I was 10. I got my drums on Christmas, and that was really awesome because my dad had this friend, needed a place to jam. He had a band, a fucking thrash metal band. My dad said, I got a garage. Came over, saw him jam, and I just stared at this drum set for like fucking hours, just like, oh my god. And in the morning I went out and I fucking jammed on his kit, and yeah, that's from there, that's all I wanted to do was just play drums. So 10 years old is when I started, and for those of you young kids out there, I was fucking, that was 1997. That was 19 and a half years ago. I've been drumming almost 20 years. I sound like I've been drumming for 2. So there you go. What's up, Ashley Owens? I would love to go back to Hawaii. It's awesome there. It really is. So yeah. Where was I at? Okay. Wow. Josh saying I should do a favorite top producer segment. I don't know, man. Dude, top producers, that's weird to me, man. I think obviously Mutt Lang will sit near the top. He's done everyone, right? He's Shania Twain. Didn't he do AC/DC? I like that guy's done so much shit. But Bob Rock at the end of the day created the Black Album from Metallica, so I gotta go with him. He transformed Metallica from this super gnarly fucking raw thrash band that was just super super awesome and had these amazing riffs and drum beats and everything was awesome. But then you take that and he helped channel it and make it into something that was really cohesive. And so for that reason, I'll always say Bob Rock, dude. You know, you gotta go with the guy at the top, you know. So there you go. And Cameron, you ask, favorite track off each of your albums? Wow. So if I started album number 1, that would be Dying is Various Fashion. My favorite song from that would probably be I don't know, there's so many, and I don't know, it's just that album front to back is really timeless for me, and they each have like their own special moment. Like I just have memories of playing in the garage and writing songs and playing at this fucking practice spot, writing songs there, and then sitting in fucking Virginia and writing songs there for that album. But just listening wise, because at the time it was so different than what bands like us were doing, and people really hadn't dug too much into the digital thing, and I was not a big fan of the digital stuff, but I think we did it fucking right. And to this day, that's still probably something for me as far as synths and shit like that. This one is at the top, and that's Salador. You know, outside perspective, not just because I'm in the band, but from the outside, like that's a fucking awesome song, and not something in that style I would probably never listen to because of all the digital effects. But I thought that one was just so unique and awesome, and just really interesting the way the lyrics build a story and paint a picture, you know. So I love that one. And then from This War Is Ours, that one like goes back and forth. There's songs I actually hate on that album, and I used to fight guys to not put it, but like, no, the song's great. I think something over the years has really like meant a lot more, having gone through life experience and knowing what Craig was going through at the time when he wrote it, and having gone through similar things since that time. I didn't appreciate it back then, but now fuck, man, when he's singing that live and I'm watching him, I'm like, I get you, bro. I get you. So it might be that one, but I'd have to go with the song This War Is Ours, just because at that time that's was like, dude, those sweeps in the beginning, the guitar solo, it was just metal as fuck. And it was our anthem. It was our statement that, hey, man, you know, I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but we're going to fucking keep this going, you know. We're going to win. And so to this day, that's still a bit of an anthem for us. Now, off the self-titled, I think a lot of people might say, you know, Issues or fucking Gorgeous Nightmare. But for me, that one is G3. Now, that's one that I wrote a lot of. And I remember being in a jam space in fucking Long Beach, Long Beach, California. And I was listening to a lot of Avenged Sevenfold, and I was listening to a lot of 30 Seconds to Mars. And that song, like, kind of put those things together. It has a drum solo in the middle. It has a gnarly guitar solo. It's just so epic to me. And I think it's just one of Craig's best performances, too. And that one really, really, like, fucking, yeah, I love it. And because I was able to write so much on that, it's like always going to be like a personal baby to me, because that one kind of brought me out of my shell. And, you know, as opposed to, the Aftermath. Thank you, Cody. G3, the Aftermath. You know, I think it was just really epic. And that was always more of the style that I wanted to play in a band. I wasn't super into the emo stuff and wasn't into the electronic shit too much or anything like that. So this one was the most metal and closest to the sound that I've always wanted to have for a band. So I love that, man. Fucking metal was fuck. And off Ungrateful, it would have to be Ungrateful. I think we had a statement to make in that song. And again, metal as fuck. And then fucking last album, fucking Hate Me. I don't know, it goes through Breaking Me Down was a big deal. Lyrics like are really like important for me in that one. But I don't know, there's a lot. There's a lot on that record. Just a Memory was pretty metal as fuck, and I wrote a good chunk of that one too, so that should be my baby. But I think Remember Every Scar would probably be my favorite off Hate Me, just because those lyrics like encompass almost everything that this fucking band is about. And that is that we're emo kids, so we're always stricken by tragedy, aren't we? So when those things happen, rather than, you know, just fucking like giving up or being a victim, we chose to grow and learn from those things and not forget them, not bury them, but actually grow from our experiences and become fucking men. And that's what that song is about, you know. And that phrase alone, Remember Every Scar, is like that just sums it all up, dude. And I mean, it's so gnarly because I have scars all over and I remember them. I got one right here on my knee. I remember I was had a pencil under the table in school one time, and I'm just kicking my knee up, and I don't know why I got this pencil there, and it stabs me. I still got the mark from the fucking lead. I'm probably gonna get lead cancer or something. But that one is like, yeah, I think it speaks volumes, dude. I think anyone can relate to that. I know everyone at some point deals with some kind of challenge in some way, and it feels like you can't overcome it, but then you do, you know, and then you look back on it and you say, man, I overcame that. That's fucking awesome. And suddenly it's like that challenge doesn't even seem that difficult, and you feel stronger than you were before. I remember being able to only lift fucking 2 25-pound weights at the gym, and that's all I could bench press. Now I'm fucking doing like 3 45s, and it's like nothing. And I put that 25, I could just fucking push them out real quick. You grow. You fucking grow. And the heart, I've always said it, the heart is like any muscle. You push it, and it breaks, but it grows back stronger. So there you go. So that's awesome. But we're going to close out here on this open YouTube version of this. So, you know, thank you guys for being here, for all the new guys and all that. But if you aren't signed up, which I'm sure most of you are, but if you aren't signed up to the Patreon, patreon.com/HeyRob. The link is in the description of this video. And if you sign up for the top tier, you can become a Skype caller, which I'm going to get a couple of you guys on here. And Cameron, thanks for that awesome question, man. That was really cool. I've never been asked that, and that's really amazing. So, you know, you sign up, drumsticks, Skype caller. So maybe I'll take my first winner of the first month, grand prize, top tier, Yoeli. You won my Selena shirt. So congrats to you. Sign up for your chance. So that's me signing off. This has been Hey Rob. For those of you that are signed up on Patreon, I will see you guys in about 5 minutes. Let this thing fucking upload or whatever it does, and then I'll start the next stream in about 5 minutes, and I'll see you guys there. I will send out the new link in just a couple minutes. So hope you guys stick around. I'm talking about you, Cody. I'm talking about you, Josh. I'm talking about you, Yoeli. All you motherfuckers. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Peace, homies.